A major WWE star still hasn't re-signed with the company. Elsewhere, there were multiple title changes at NXT Halloween Havoc, and an ex-AEW star makes their WWE debut. It's all in the wrestling news. Hello everyone, Jack and Fraser here. We're going to start this news video by talking about a major WWE star that hasn't re-signed. Fraser, it's a fellow Scot of yours.
It is a fellow Scot of mine. It sucks to hear that he's still not signed a new contract. Of course, the big Scot man himself, Drew McIntyre.
Big Scot man.
The big Scot. He's Scottish and he's a man.
This comes off the back of many rumours earlier this year that Drew was unhappy with his WWE contract and or WWE creative and would seek pastures new at the first opportunity. There was even some speculation that he would turn up at AEW in time for All In, but that was all very much rumours around that time.
It was the rumours and innuendo that we mentioned there.
Absolutely. But he has since returned to TV. Those rumours kind of died down because he's become a regular part of the programming once again, even being moved into a title feud with Seth freaking Rollins. However, and having this big match set up for Crown Jewel as well.
Yeah, big match.
He still reportedly is not locked in with WWE, Fraser. That was according to Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer Radio. Yeah,
he says that his current deal will see him through to April with WWE. This is as a result of the injury time, because Drew had a lot of time off from WrestleMania until Money in the Bank. What a great return at Money in the Bank. But he did have that time off, and WWE is very well known for just going, we have that time back. We're owed that time, which is fair. I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Right, to an extent.
I think to an extent, it's a weird one. It's one that I've always thought is a bit strange, but I guess so.
It's like if we have a time off, you get your time back.
I guess so.
It's a bit of that, bit back and forth.
Yeah, but we're not snapping hammies left, right, and centre.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, fair enough.
Speak for yourself. But the lack of a new contract, this could be due to the TKO group holding merger. Fightful Select reporting, Fightful reports that numerous talent, including several top stars, have not been approached for contract extensions, which is kind of surprising. But WWE signed numerous talents back in 2019 to longer term and short term deals. It was varying across the board, but some were short term that were coming due in 2024. And you've got talent expiring throughout the year at numerous points, so you would expect that WWE would want to start negotiations at some point soon, right?
Absolutely. Most of the talent that Fightful said they'd spoken to were of the belief that the recent merger with Endeavour will kickstart a lot of contract talks, and several of them are waiting to see what the offers are like when that happens. But it hasn't happened yet. There have been a few negotiations here and there, but usually with talent who approach WWE for raises. Talent themselves have been interested and speculating what that could mean for future negotiations, and if the deals presented will be increased or decreased or on par with their previous deals since the merger. It's all kind of up in the air right now.
It really is, and you would hope that with WWE going, we're making record profits, we're doing all this great stuff. Look, we've just cut a bunch of talent, so we've got a whole big batch of money that we can give to other talents. You would kind of hope that they would sign some people to longer term deals or more money deals, especially with the fact that you've got AEW having clearly going, well, we will sign folk like Edge, Adam Copeland, or we will take some of the top name talents that you've got, and you've got other companies, TNA in the new year, probably wanting to take some talents.
And we know that Tony Khan, especially as you mentioned, AEW is in a bit of a combative mood recently, especially
just
with
a
contracts.
Little bit. Especially on Twitter.
Yeah, especially on Twitter.
X.
But will he be in the negotiating room as well?
Oh, I would imagine so. He's not going to sit there and take this. Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and take this. Yep. Yes. Now let's talk about the big show that happened last night, NXT Halloween Havoc, because there were multiple title changes. One involving one of WWE's biggest stars of the past 5 years.
5 years. Yeah. Lyra Valkyria is
That's
the new.
She's the biggest star.
She's the biggest star. She's the new NXT Women's Champion by defeating. I can't believe she beat Becky Lynch.
She reversed the manhandle slam into a roll-up, and I think this is a good decision because I just went, that was the big star, Lyra Valkyria, but this could be the first step of making her into a big star.
It's nice to see that Becky's time in NXT has gone to put someone over that maybe needed it just to sort of establish herself. Yeah. Because Tiffany Stratton, already a star, didn't need to beat Becky. Her loss to Becky was kind of her big moment. So yeah, having Lyra Valkyria win instantly makes her put the whole roster on notice.
Yes, absolutely. And the roster on double notice, Fraser, because Jade Cargill showed up as well for the match, taking her seat on a throne above the ring to watch the main event. Not above it, not
literally above the ring.
Looking down.
It was strung, only the seat was strung on. She sat there. That's a very NXT thing, though, isn't it? Just sort of someone watching, looking onwards from a throne, watching the match. But Jade seems to be making like little appearances here and there across all programming. I'm excited for when she actually gets involved.
Yeah, I was just about to clarify, because that might sound to everybody what we've just said, like Jade Cargill is already an NXT superstar, but no, she's continuing to pop up across all three brands, and we've been left guessing which one she's eventually going to sign for. Rumors and reports suggest that it looks like it's going to be Monday Night Raw.
Raw seems like the right fit for her.
Yeah?
For me, because you've got Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill, which feels like a big dream match.
Yes. Also, she had a stare down with Charlotte Flair at one point. If she was to go
SmackDown
instead,
and Bianca's there, and that's another dream match.
There's so many dream matches.
Jade was like, I want to face Nia Jax, and Nia Jax is on Raw.
Dream match.
And so we need her on Raw for that big WrestleMania Night 1 main event.
Absolutely. But Fraser, we've got the minor news out of the way, because there was another title change last night as well. Lyra Valkyria was not the only new champion crowned at Halloween Havoc, because Chase, you are the new NXT tag team champions, and I personally couldn't be happier about it. They're amazing. They beat Stax and Tony D'Angelo at Halloween Havoc. Now they have picked up a new ally recently in JC Jane.
JC Jane, yeah,
she's very naughty. Oh, no.
It's all good fun. The Tia Hale and JC Jane. It was a bit of a rebellious streak, but Chase U.
Well,
it's a welcoming group.
Hopefully they turn her good rather than her corrupting the group, because JC Jane, formerly of Toxic Attraction, of course, she's a heel. She tried to get Andre Chase to cheat in the match. You should know that's foolhardy. You're never going to get the virtuous Andre Chase to cheat in a match.
Absolutely not. Well, he used to, didn't he?
No.
He wouldn't.
But he doesn't these days, certainly not.
Of course.
But she did factor into the finish, as she was accidentally knocked off the apron, and in the resulting commotion, Andre Chase grabbed a roll-up and won those tag belts for Chase.
I'm really glad it was Andre Chase that did it, because as all due respect to Duke Hudson, he's already a champion. He's the MVP of Chase U. So Andre Chase needed to establish himself as the leader in getting those belts.
I think Duke Hudson is my favorite NXT wrestler currently.
It's such a journey you guys have gone on the podcast with.
He started off as Dull Hudson, but it turned out it was literally just the gimmick they'd given him, and he's actually one of the most charismatic. He's a powerhouse of charisma.
The Dull was the friend you made along the way. He's coming to his own.
We can all go from, Cody talks about going from undesirable to undeniable. We can all go from dull to delightful. Delightful. Yeah. To give his correct first name.
Yeah, of course.
Also, while celebrating backstage, they were interrupted by Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, which resulted in a match being set up between them and JC Jane and Tia Hale. There could be a clean sweep of belts.
They could have all the tag belts. They could be the undisputed women's and men's tag team champions of NXT. And the women's main roster. But I can't see it happening, but I would love it if it did. That match is set for night 2 of Halloween Havoc, because if you didn't know, it's a two-night affair spread over 2 weeks. So we've had night 1 last night, and night 2 will be next week. Also added to night 2, Nathan Fraser will go one-on-one with the North American champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio in a match several weeks in the making. I want Dom to win. I want Dom to win as well. Dom has been great with that belt. Having him lose it here just after winning it back from Trick, it feels a little bit too soon. There's more they can do with Dirty Dom. Nathan Fraser, he is very good in the ring.
Oh, absolutely.
He's incredible. I just want Dom to win.
Yeah, and Nathan Fraser, in the build-up to this, they've been a bit too on the nose for me. There was a confrontation backstage last week where Nathan Fraser confronted Dirty Dom, shoved him in the chest, but no security round now, mate. And it was meant to make, and he beat Dom to the ring, right? While members of the locker room cheered him on. It was too. I know it's to make everyone realize, like, oh, Dom's the most hated person.
He's the most hated person in WWE. Yeah,
but I still want him to win.
Hard-hitting home truth, Nathan. You're losing.
While some titles changed hands on NXT last night, one was stolen. As the Meta-4, that's Noam Dar, Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, and Ora Mensa, as they were having their tarot cards read by Scarlett Bordeaux, or Scarlett, who was one of the hosts of the night, Akira Tozawa snuck in and stole the Heritage Cup that belongs to Noam Dar. The chances are this will lead to a match, or in Tom's words in our notes here, some hilarious segments at Halloween Havoc Night 2.
Can't wait for them.
This builds off the back of Tozawa being very serious last week and saying, or was it the week before, in recent weeks, saying
Yes.
to the Metaphor, hey, tell Noam that I'm looking for him. And they just laughed him off. They shouldn't have laughed him off.
It's a shame. Tozawa is fantastic when he's very funny.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I can't wait to see what hilarious things he gets up to. But when he's serious, he's quite funny.
But he's got a bit of the
mean streak.
he's got a bit of the Chad Gable about him to me as well. Whereas he can be very funny. But I bet if he had a match against a big heel, like a ridiculous underdog performance, I reckon the crowd would so easily get behind
I get
him.
behind him. Yeah, he was a standout in that Cruiserweight Classic as well back in the day.
Yes,
or the
absolutely.
Cruiserweight division even. I'd like to see him actually do more things. It's a
I would
shame.
like to see him do more things as well. And an ex-AEW star made their long-awaited WWE debut last night. It's none other than Lexis King, no relation, formerly known as Brian Pillman Jr. Yes, related to Brian. It's his son.
You're Brian Pillman's son.
No.
Oh, Lexis King is okay.
But he's not
mentioned it.
But he's not my son. Well, there we go. Right. So Lexis King was the mystery kind of person behind a lot of these recent vignettes, where he's pictured as a shadowy figure in a dark room watching old tapes of his dad and Cincinnati Bengals football.
Yes.
And everyone quickly put the pieces together and went, that's got to be
Brian
Pillman
Pillman
Jr.
Jr.
Yeah. And then when it was revealed to be him, still not yet made his debut in the arena, but when it was revealed to be him, he then said, I'm not going by Brian Pillman Jr. anymore. I didn't really know my dad at all. He was gone. He was always on the road.
Yep.
And then he passed away when I was like 4, he said. And then said, I'm going to create my own legacy as Lexis King. Now he's made his debut, but as you've noted there, mentioning his dad again.
Yeah, just once again, hitting it home that he is Brian Pillman Jr. And I think it's probably just so anyone that's missed any of the vignettes that maybe not have seen them has it established for them. But it's very funny that the whole character up until now is, I'm not my dad's son.
Yeah.
I'm my dad's son.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it, if it was deliberate and gradually he starts to exhibit like the wild behavior of his dad and everyone, and it's like he's trying not to fall into those ways,
like
but he can't help it.
Split person, not split person, but he's repressing that sort of side of him.
Yeah. But then, like Harry Potter trying to repress the sort of the Voldemort side of
the
him.
Horcrux,
not his dad,
Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just add him and Chase U, please. I want that instead.
Although I think that his Wilder, the dad side of him, could be more of the babyface side. Everyone wants him to snap and go crazy.
Wants to be the loose cannon.
That's how it goes anyway. Or if they don't go that route, just stop mentioning him after a point, because that's the very point of the character, is that he's trying to step out of the shadow.
Yeah, but it looks like NXT's been pretty on fire recently.
Yeah,
I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's been pretty good. I will be tuning in for Halloween Havoc Part 2 next week.
I think I will. The matches that have been advertised, I want to see if the rest of Chase U can secure those belts.
And you should tune in for Part 2 of the wrestling news later on today as well. Have you got anything you'd like to plug, Fraser?
Just check out all the stuff. Check out, we're at Impact this week.
We're at Impact this week.
So if you see us, say hello.
It's still Impact officially. I don't think
still
TNA
Impact.
in the new year.
That's the new year.
Right, okay. If you're going as well, we might see you there. That's in Newcastle upon Tyne. Tom Campbell is the ring announcer, and there's other dates on the tour as well. I don't think they're all sold out yet.
You can still get tickets for Newcastle right now.
Oi!
Oh, you can do it. So check
Come on
them
down.
out. I think it's impactwrestling.com. You can get tickets from. I'm selling the merch. Go to cultaholicshop.com. Get our merch like this.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
What have I got? I'll be on Twitch tonight as well alongside Owen Mawson, twitch.tv/cultaholic. Owen, he does this every year.
Oh, the big O.
And he's editing this video as well, so he'll see this.
Okay. Be up to one.
Every year when the new game comes out, he starts getting antsy.
He wants the next
switch
one.
to the new game. Let's
He
switch to
wants
the new
the next
game.
one.
And I can see in his eyes with every defeat, we've been losing quite a lot recently, that rolls in for Cultaholic FC. He just started even saying towards the end of last week's stream, let's just get on the new game.
Get on the new game.
He wants to discard 10 years of legacy. You can apparently port a save over to the new game though, so maybe £5 Ken will live on.
Well, tune in 6 p.m.
6 p.m. UK time. Sorry, I've put a real time. Thanks for watching.
See you later.
See you in the comments and see you soon.